Good morning. It is 7:50 a.m. on Thursday, January 18th, 2018. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I've been up poking around for a little bit. This is 5 more minutes. My schedule is unusual today because I've got building maintenance coming in just about 10 minutes to install a new washer and dryer in my apartment because the old one's broken. And so that's actually been a little bit of a challenge. Um, I just digging into some of the clothes I haven't worn in a little while because I can't do laundry. Um, it's fine. It's fine. It just means my morning, like I said, is disrupted a little bit. I have to be here when they show up and um, just all that sort of thing. So, anyway, none of that is like really even important in a trivial way. But that's what's going on. That's why I'm recording a little bit later than usual. So many levels went really well last night, I think. Although one of the things that I continue to discover as dungeon master in that situation is that lots of these tools that tell me like how to balance an encounter. I think lots of those sorts of tools are not optimized, um, or rather, they're one size fits all, and every campaign is going to actually be a little different. And so, like my particular characters, um, with the various magic items they have, and so on, I believe that they kind of, and also for that matter, the fact that they generally speaking are only going to have one encounter between long rests rather than multiple encounters with only short rests. Um, they hit above their weight class a little bit, I think. But then again, sometimes they just use good tactics, and so essentially it just means that sometimes a fight that I expect to be tougher doesn't turn out to be quite so hard. But I don't think that the perception last night was that the fight wasn't hard. So um, we'll see. Uh, we'll see. I don't know. It just comes down to having it be fun. I think it was fun. That's the important bit. So. Um, One of the things that I've been processing in my head a little bit is that I got a MoviePass subscription for Christmas from my brother and sister-in-law, and this is a neat little sort of like subscription service, which essentially allows you to see one 2D movie per day for free, um, with this little card, and and obviously, the way the business models there work is that they essentially hope that you will think that's a great idea, but then maybe not actually see enough movies to make up for the one you're doing. I've only used it once so far, and it's got it's the restrictions are not overly burdensome. In the sense that all my local theaters that I would normally go to anyway accept it, and it doesn't have blackout days or anything. But it does have this weird quirk where unless the theater is like a special e-ticket partner with them, what you have to do is activate your card from literally within 100 feet of the theater, and then you can buy the ticket. So it just means that I can't, for example, buy my ticket and choose my seat, an hour and a half ahead of time, and then go to the theater and see it. I have to go to the theater and then buy my ticket. And it works. I did it when I saw Shape of Water. But it's a awkward thing that I'm not used to yet. And I think for the most part, unless I'm trying to see something I expect to sell out, it's probably not an issue. I usually try to get to theaters, 30 minutes or so before showtime anyway. So it's not really a problem, but it does put just a tiny element of risk in there in the sense that I might go all the way to the theater and then discover that for some reason I can't see the one that I want to see, or that I would have to sit in the front or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, you're also ultimately at this point you're getting it for free. And I only do finger quotes just because you paid for the subscription service, or in my case, I got it as a gift. So I want to see more movies with it, and I think it's a great idea. And so far, my only hesitation has just been with Luna in recovery. I sort of every moment away from her feels a little bit like a burden, or like something I don't want to do. But she's getting better every day. So she's every time I take her out, she's walking on her own, and she's still a little wobbly, but getting stronger. So maybe before too long here, uh, we'll be more or less back to normal, and I'll be seeing more movies, especially with Oscar season coming up. In any event, I've got to finish getting ready for them to show up, and I'll talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.